Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my review on Echo. I usually don't actually watch all MCU TV shows when they come out. I just watch them later. I don't know why I do that, but this one I actually watched all of it when it came out because I just wanted to binge it. It looked so interesting. And it was also the first TV show that Marvel did, and they released it with all 5 episodes streaming. So that was a nice thing. Another reason that gave me to watch it was that it was also the second TVMA 16 plus MCU show, the first being Midnight, of course, which was released almost 2 years ago at this point, which is just mind boggling. And I love that show. Usually TVMA 16 plus stuffs I like, so this was another one that obviously was TVMA 16 plus, so again, gave me another reason to watch it. Also, the trailers and teasers looked very dark and brutal, which is my kind of thing if you didn't know, so I was just hyped. I actually wasn't expecting much like other people. Like most people, I'm sure, I'm gonna assume, were not really that looking forward to this show. They did have very low expectations for it. They weren't expecting much. I mean, Echo was just really merely a side character in the Hawkeye show, which I loved. Not a side character. Sorry, the show Hawkeye is great. I love the show, but yeah, Echo was really only a side character. So for her getting her own show wasn't really interesting for me and a lot of other people. So when the trailers or the first trailer showed up, I was pleasantly surprised, and that definitely got me thinking maybe I should watch this show. So again, another reason got me into watching this show. Very interesting things as well is the fact that Echo is a deaf character, like being the MCU's first deaf superhero, I'm pretty sure, and Native American superhero. It's very interesting to see. Like we've never gotten this before, and I actually thought that was really interesting. Like they incorporated that into television very well. Like I'm sure it must have been a real challenge for the cast and production crew to learn sign language and interact with. Is it Elaqua Cox? I'm not sure. So it was very interesting, as I said multiple times now, to see. Because they all know sign language, at least the majority of the cast know sign language, and it's just cool to see them interact with each other, and yeah, as I said, very interesting. As for the cast, it's fantastic. It really is like a unique batch. Of course, you got Elaqua Cox as Echo, Maya Lopez, but then you've got characters returning from like Hawkeye and stuff, like Vincent D'Onofrio or Onifrio as the big bad himself, Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, and then you've got some other people, no addition to the cast, like David Jacobs as Bonnie, Maya's cousin, and Zach McClarman, William Lopez, Maya's dad, and then Tantu Cardino Chula as Maya's grandmother. I'm just reading this off Google, by the way. And another, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, for a brief minute in the first episode, Charlie Cox returns as Daredevil, so that's quite nice to see. And yeah, there is a truly very good selection of the cast here. They all portrayed their characters really well. They did very good acting, and yeah, they were just good. Now moving on to the actual probably more interesting part of the review, in my opinion. This is probably the best bit I like to talk about, and that is the brutality and dark themes of this show. This show is brutal for MCU standards. There is blood spurts, there is shootings, and usually in MCU movies and shows, there's never any blood occasionally, only occasionally as like a brief sort of intro detail, but there is blood spurts. There's a lot of brutal things in the show, which I just love. And Marvel should really do more of that. Like, Marvel's not just for kids, there's adult audiences out there as well, like more mature, older audiences that I feel like really deserve to get more thrilling, dangerous, and gripping things, and Echo is just a perfect example and representation of what we should be getting. And yeah, as I said, I loved it. The violence, the brutal and cruel, the dark theme was great, and it perfectly matched the show. It was never out of place, I felt like, in my opinion. Before we move away from the brutality stuff of the review, I actually like to point out that there's very one brutal thing, or a scene in the show that stands out, and that is when Kingpin beats the ice cream vendor man to death. And it is brutal. You see blood on his fist and his bloodstained jacket. Like, out of all the brutal scenes in the show, I think that one definitely sticks out. I just wanted to point that out. I know it's a bit random, but I definitely just wanted to point it out because it is a definitely brutal one in the show. One thing as well I like about the show was that Maya is kind of forced to confront her past, her demons and her ghosts when she returns to her hometown where she spent her childhood growing up in, sorry. And it's not easy and a happy reunion with her family. Like, it is gritty. There's complications between her and some of her family members, and I quite like that aspect of the show, especially with her grandmother and her cousin Bonnie. So that was very interesting. Another key relationship between Echo is also the sorry, relationship between her and Kingpin. Obviously, kind of an uncle and niece relationship, because that is basically what they are to each other, and it's very interesting as well. Like, there are complications, there's good times, there's bad times, and it's just overall cool to see as well in the show. And I'm trying to think of anything else to talk about, and honestly, I can't really think of anything else. Uh, and moving on to the negatives, there is maybe a few, but the key ones I'll say is that the show is definitely too short. It should have been 6 episodes rather than 5. And the finale was a bit disappointing with what Maya did to Kingpin. Basically, just making him think when he was a child. And what he did, obviously killed his father with a hammer because his father was abusive towards him. That was definitely an interesting thing I liked about the show, but the important thing is that I think they should have made the episode longer, maybe 50 minutes at least, rather than the first 6, and made it 6 episodes in total. But yeah, there, guys, is my review of Echo. And yeah, this was definitely a great show. Definitely a more brutal and dark MCU show. I liked it. Very different change from the previous ones, especially like, She-Hulk and Secret Invasion. And yeah, my final ratings on it, my final thoughts are out of 10. Out of 5 stars first, it'd be a 4, and out of 10, it'd be a 7 or an 8. It is definitely one of the better recent MCU TV shows. Just a few problems with it, but other than that, it's great. The whole aspect of Echo as the main character, and her origins is explored in a very good way in the show as well. Not just that, but I think all the actual characters are fairly interesting in the show, and there was never really a bad character as well, so that was good. But yeah, and yeah, overall, Echo, as I said a few times now, it's a great MC TV show, better than some other ones we've gotten recently, and I would definitely recommend it. While it's not perfect, it is a great show, and I can't wait to see more as well. And oh yeah, sorry, the better credit scene as well. The credit scene was also very interesting. We got a tease for, I guess, maybe Daredevil 1 again, where now Kingpin is running for mayor, or looking to run for mayor of New York City, and that's very interesting to see. Obviously, Echo has made him look in the past and what he's done, so that was very good. And I think it's teasing that he's might gonna run for mayor now for New York City, so that was good. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed, please give this video a like, subscribe to this videos. If you want to, comment down below what you thought of the show if you've seen it, like your thoughts and opinions. And yeah, until the next video, bye bye.